welcome. Taco Talk Tuesday. Woo! We are back another week. Everybody, go ahead and introduce yourself. Start with ladies first. Ladies first.
Hey, y'all. I'm Sandra Q.
And I'm Jonathan at Kirkland on Instagram.
Jonathan, go ahead.
Okay, and Darnell Lamont Walker, of
All
course.
right. Lovely panel tonight. Jonathan decided to step from behind the camera
I got to upgrade.
and got seat filler for the week. How was everybody's weekend?
Weekend was good.
What'd you
Weekend
do?
was good.
What y'all do? What was going on? It was the 4th. What y'all do?
On 4th of July, I went to bed at 8:45 p.m. That just lets you know how hard I partied during the day.
I heard you got it in.
How hard
That's
I got
cool.
it in.
What did I do? I went to a barbecue. Great barbecue, great house, beautiful house. And then I went to another barbecue. That was fun. And it was a different type of barbecue, but it was a lot of fun for my friend Nicole. And I stole a flag from her house so I can burn it in my yard.
Oh,
But then I left the flag in my homeboy's car, and I got to pick that up so I can do that.
okay.
Yeah, I had a roommate for the weekend. A friend of mine decided to bring his place on Airbnb and told me a couple days before, but it worked out. We went to a couple pool parties, cookouts. Had a good time, right?
How was y'all's food, though? Because...
You know, I didn't
Vietnam.
get any barbecue
No?
on the 4th of
Man.
July.
I
I got
feel
absolutely
like-
none the whole weekend.
What do you call barbecue, though? Because I saw you eat.
Rib. What did I eat?
chicken.
Didn't you eat at the... What,
No.
Oh.
I
never mind.
didn't get any barbecue during the 4th of July weekend.
All right.
I had Wendy's
Food I
and
had was
Bossa
good.
Nova.
There was some lamb chops that I missed out on, but
right.
it's cool. Next time.
All right, that's cool. All right, y'all know how we start things off. Everybody grab a shot glass. First things first. Cheers.
Cheers.
I think this is Jonathan. He's the only one first time at the table. Let's go.
Ain't too bad.
That was pretty good. All right, so starting things off. Hot topics, you guys. Starting things off. So we haven't mentioned them in a while.
It's been a
but
juicy week.
It's been a good week.
It's been a good
Oh my
week.
God, great for my business.
Bobby,
All right, so
Bobby, you went out on the wrong time.
we finna start out talking about Bill Cosby.
Man.
No, why we start
Yes,
with Bill?
Cosby is back in the news, you guys. So if you guys remember, allegations went on earlier this year with Bill Cosby, sexual assault allegations. I think last time we spoke to him, it was maybe up to like 25, 30 women. It's a total of 45 women that have
Okay.
accused Bill of a form of sexual assault. Well, Bill Cosby, he has admitted to getting prescription Quaaludes to give to women he wanted to have sex with in newly released documents.
Women and other people, quote unquote.
What's the other person?
Okay,
Right.
we go.
Who are these other
We're just gonna go with
Uh-huh.
what they are reporting. So, in a sworn
That was
deposition
reported,
back
by
in
the way. Go
2005, Cosby answered a question from one of the victim's attorneys, and it said, "When you got the Quaaludes, was it in your mind that you were going to use these Quaaludes for young women that you wanted to have sex with?" Cosby replied, "Yes." Next question, did you ever give any of those young women the Quaaludes without their knowledge? Before Cosby could answer, he was under oath. His attorney objected and told him not to answer the question. Since then, you know, it was a lot of people that were just kind of on the fence, like, did Cosby do this? Did he not do this? You know, are these women lying? Are they not lying? So many, why would they be lying? But certain celebrity supporters that he had are still, it's some that are still going back and forth, but Jill Scott being one of the biggest ones
Because they're rapists themselves.
who supported him in the beginning, she sent out these tweets. She said about Bill Cosby, "Sadly, his own testimony offers proof of terrible deeds, which is all I have ever required to believe the accusations." And she also said, "I stood by a man I respected and loved. I was wrong. It hurts when you get it all right. Holla." So what do you guys think?
So, who you want to go?
No, I'm just... He had to have something really wrong with him because the amount of fame and money that Bill Cosby had at his prime, he didn't need to drug anybody.
But you know,
You know what
rape
era
is
was
not,
it?
rape is never really about the
It's
sex
not about
anyway.
sex.
It's about
That's
the
what I'm
power.
saying.
Power.
That's
But
crazy, though.
fuck Jill Scott for real, because like you don't write an apology and say when you get it all right, holla at me. Like no, accept your responsibility for being fucked up and being on his side. We knew he was a rapist. I've been calling Bill Cosby a rapist since Hannibal Buress said it on his comedy show. Bill Cosby is a serial rapist. I've been saying it, and now everybody's like, "Oh, we are so sorry." Well, you should have believed the 40 women that have come forward instead of this one guy who has been doing it for years and it's been reported before. So fuck Bill Cosby, fuck Jill Scott, fuck Camille Cosby, and everybody that stood by
Well,
him.
not Camille. That's
No,
his
she's still-
wife.
she's still
That's
by
his
him. Fuck
wife.
that. If
Come
you-
on.
you're a
For
woman and
better
you said-
or for worse.
Right.
No,
For better
Yeah,
or
hey.
for
that's
worse.
not even worse. Like you can't rape somebody in the
That
sex
ain't
of-
worse. That's the worst I think it can get.
Fuck that. Fuck her too. She knew and she said
So wait,
nothing.
I have a question for you. Were you ever a fan of the Cosby Show?
I love the Cosby Show.
Still.
Bill Cosby, like not Heathcliff Huxtable, was very much a father figure. My father was in my life, but he was like, yeah, my father was in my life, but Heathcliff Huxtable was like that guy that you looked up to, and it was that family. I mean, he taught me how to live on my own. He told me that I couldn't live in New York City for $500
I get that there
a
were
month.
lessons in the Cosby Show and a lot of these TV shows, but for me, I always knew that these were TV shows. Like,
But it was such a show because we had never seen it. Like, we had never seen anything like that where you had this family who wasn't that far out of our reach. Like, he's the reason so many of my peers went to HBCUs, because he created a different world and he created these characters, and he's the reason I'm in love with Felicia Rashad. Like, all this stuff.
But as far as saying that Bill Cosby is my, I don't know, role model, and he taught me right from wrong, through
Not
the TV.
Bill Cosby.
I'm sorry, Heathcliff is my role model and taught me through
Bill
the TV.
Cosby is a rapist.
I mean, I don't know. For me, it was, you hit, like I said, when we last spoke about it, it was like 25, 30 women. So that itself.
But what's the big deal? Is everything like past the statute of limitations at this point?
Yes, so it's,
who
the case
cares?
there past the statute of limitations.
What?
Who cares?
We're not going to
About
say
what are you talking about? You said who cares about the rape?
Yeah,
I mean, women that were
these
raped.
women that were raped.
What do you mean?
But it's past the statute of limitations, so.
But they were
But
still
that's
raped.
to say that they're not coming forth
They've
to
been,
gain
living,
anything.
because
they've been
they can't-
living with demons.
They're
and
not
now-
doing. They're not coming
I don't
forward
know.
to get him locked up at this point. They know he's not going to get locked up because the
Yeah.
statute of limitation is gone. But
I'm
he
sure
still
it's
needs.
a
He
wait.
still needs to be
He
put
needs to
out there.
answer
He
to
needs
it.
to answer to his wrongs, and he needs to be held accountable for raping these women. Like, these women have been living for, like, some were raped in the early '80s.
Yeah.
Some were
It's been
60s.
late
That
70s,
one,
early 80s.
the one girl,
But that
she
was like the
16
height
years
of
old.
cocaine and everything like that. So I'm sure it was like a lot more besides just the Quaaludes going on.
Yeah, I'll say the Quaaludes. What Quaaludes are? They're synthetic barbiturate, like central nervous system depressants. So he was really drugging
knocking them out. I mean, you seen Wolf of Wall Street when they were taking Quaaludes, and he was
Yeah.
home. I mean, we know what Quaaludes are. They was doing it on Scarface.
Well,
But he was giving it to him, putting it in a drink. And then there's still people who are saying, even though we have proof that he said, yes, I did buy it to drug women, and then his lawyer wouldn't let him answer if he gave it to anyone.
Yeah.
So will we
Or
be
any of
having
these
this-
people, there's still people who say, I still don't believe he did it. Well, you, sir, are a rapist too. And then, I have to look at people like, you don't know where the line is drawn between rape and consent if you believe that what he was doing is not wrong. It's like Kobe Bryant, when Kobe raped that woman in her butt back in Denver, and then he comes out and he apologizes and he says, well, I now see why what I thought was consent, I see why she doesn't think it was. Did you just confess to raping this woman? And like, there are people who don't see where these lines are drawn, and so
But will we have the
And
same
there are no
conversation
repercussions.
in
And there
30
nothing
years
happened.
about Molly?
I mean, if somebody is dropping it in
First of all,
somebody's,
you said-
Nobody
rape
takes
or something,
Quaaludes anymore.
Well, like we said, you should like, yes means yes unless you're not unless you're intoxicated. If you're drunk under the influence, then yes does not mean yes, and you shouldn't have sex
Right.
under any influence anyway. But if you like
I'll write that
Molly and a
down.
Quaalude are completely different
I was gonna
things.
say, if you are,
Have you ever had a Quaalude?
No.
Have you had a Quaalude?
I have not. I've been
All
looking.
right.
I've been looking.
So we'll continue to keep you updated on what's going on with
Man.
Bill. Again,
Man,
past
fuck
statute
Bill
of
Cosby.
limitations.
Bill.
He's
And-
not been charged with anything
And
yet.
Bill is kind of senile and weird right now too. So
Well,
Did
he
you see
probably
that-
don't even know
last
what's
thing
going
that I
on.
would say though, with all this, it does says a lot that Bill Cosby has not sat down with any news outlet and addressed these allegations.
He did. Did you see that? So did you see that a couple weeks ago? And the reporter was like, "What would you say if a young man comes up to you and asks and says you?" Raped my
yeah, I
mother?"
did see that
And
one.
he was
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
"Well,
yeah,
if I
yeah.
drove a car into the river and the river
Oh,
crashed
yeah, yeah, yeah.
See,
and
see
the water
now.
came
Oh,
up,"
all right.
and people were like, "What?"
So next, you guys. So another name that we
What's
have not
next?
mentioned in a while, you guys. Paula Deen is back in
Man.
the news now. Paula Deen sparks yet another race row after posting a photo of her son Bobby in brownface on Twitter. This is the photo that Paula Deen she posted. The 68-year-old star had admitted to using the N-word in the past. If you remember, 2013 was when she had a big backlash of using the N-word, and all this came to her. She was dropping the Food Network. A lot of her products were stopped being carried in stores. So she posted this. They're dressed as from the I Love Lucy TV show, Lucy and Desi. I'm sorry, Lucy and Ricky. And her son is in brownface.
Is he supposed
So
to be
here's
Little
the
Ricky?
thing.
Huh?
He's supposed to be Little Ricky.
He's supposed to be.
He's
No.
supposed to be
The
Little
husband.
Ricky.
He's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Dressing.
So here's the thing.
That's
Brown face is not a thing.
Well,
Blackface is a
she
thing.
blamed her social media manager for the post, which of course she deleted.
For the post, but she still took the picture. So at the end of the day, it's her responsibility.
Paula you just got back in the good graces of many, many, many people.
Not mine.
Paula didn't fall
She
out
back
of
in
my
mine.
good graces.
She got it back in, yeah, because you know, to me,
Because
well,
I mean,
I
she
don't
make a
know.
mean biscuit.
I think
And anyone that make a mean biscuit,
I just think that, you know what, I think Paula is one of the few people that kind of did it right in terms of PR and taking her time to kind of get back into, you know, the spotlight, and then to go and do this.
I think it was a poor decision on her part, but I think too, I don't know. I keep, do I want to say this out loud?
Please say
I
it.
feel
Please,
like
yeah.
there's a black struggle that like other people kind of hop onto. So blackface is a thing with a history behind it. Brownface, I don't know. Maybe it is, but I'm not familiar
Well,
with
but this is
it.
the
So
thing.
did he cross the line?
Yeah, they
in
crossed the line.
Absolutely.
Because at this point, I think-
but now calling it brownface to evoke emotions for
I think she's
blackface.
stereotyping. Well, it's the Hispanic Cuban community that's upset because even in watching I Love Lucy, I don't remember Ricky Ricardo being that brown.
He wasn't brown.
Yeah,
Was the
he
son
was
playing
not
Ricky?
brown like that, huh?
Is the son playing Ricky or little Ricky?
Yeah,
Well,
no.
who's,
Supposed to be-
who was the old white man in the back?
I don't know.
I don't
You
know.
know, that just was the neighbor that they were all right. That was
But-
just some random ass person.
Ricky was.
But I mean, if you
watch,
watch I Love Lucy, Ricky's character is kind of stereotypical too,
But that was a time.
and it
then.
was the time.
But he
I agree,
is
but I'm saying
of that ethnicity.
but this
He's
is a
of
white
that
man.
ethnicity. So
Here's another
So-
white man pretending to be a color that he ain't.
basically, that's what it comes down to.
no,
and again,
yeah, and I'm not saying that.
and
that
it's her
ain't
saying
wrong.
everybody's just like, you know what, we've had enough. That family is just racist. That's what it is. Between Paula and the kids, that's what it is. What are you saying, Jonathan?
I just think she doesn't make smart decisions at times, and
At times.
like the fact that she was the one advocating butter and oil in a time
lard.
everybody was all
And
about
lard.
health.
Right.
You know, I mean,
and straight
can't
up
expect
large
much.
and shortening.
I mean, she made Oprah and Gail sleep in that back house. When
Oh,
they went to go,
yeah.
remember?
They went to
Treat
the
them like
house?
slaves.
They weren't.
She
They
was
weren't in the
business
main house.
quality.
They were in the back house.
Oh hell no.
She made it sound real cozy though, like a guest house though.
She had that
All right.
one. What was that one slave she had? Jelly roll.
Oh yeah, Jelly Roll.
Jelly
That was a somebody made that shit.
It was some satire. Jelly roll.
Well,
All right,
Paula's old, so for
yeah.
her career to be over now.
All right, you guys. Next topic. So again, in the news. So the presidential race as it keeps building and growing. Donald Trump, he is back in the news. If you remember, Donald Trump. So last time he spoke, he called Mexican immigrants criminals and rapists, which prompted major businesses like ABC, Univision, and Macy's to cut ties with Trump. So Miss Universe, Celebrity Apprentice, all those products in the stores are no longer there. He added to that statement saying that Mexicans are spreading infectious diseases across America. Now, Donald Trump, as if that wasn't
Isn't he a
enough,
white man? Like, do white
But
people
he
don't read
also-
statistics?
he also then, because Jeb Bush, who is also running for president in the Republican Party, he is not against immigrants and everything like that. He posted this tweet about Jeb Bush. He said that Jeb Bush has to like the Mexican illegals because of his wife. Jeb Bush. Jeb Bush's
Wait,
wife.
Donald Trump wrote that.
Donald Trump said that. Now,
I'm
I
here
do
for
want to remind you
Me too.
that
You know what?
Jeb Bush's wife.
Keep going,
Jeb
Donald.
Bush's wife.
Last week I was against him.
No, her name
Keep going.
Columba. She came to the U.S.
Columba.
legally. She is legally a U.S. citizen.
She came here from where? From Mexico?
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you guys think?
I would
yeah.
say keep going.
Keep going. What?
Keep going, Donald, because this is
Yeah, he's going to do it to himself.
yes. Like Naomi said last week about this being like the Super Bowl, the whole presidential race or whatever.
Right.
He's making it fun. I
is.
don't know any other candidate right now in the Republican Party. Ben Carson.
Jeb
I
Bush.
think.
Oh,
Jeb
Ben
Bush.
Carson.
No, but I haven't heard them
Jindal?
speak. I haven't seen them on TV. They haven't
yeah,
made me
Jindal.
laugh. They haven't done anything.
And the
I'm
Canadian one
I'm-
who's
my-
half Latino.
Yeah, I mean, I'm voting for Bernie Sanders myself.
That's a socialist.
Well, currently Donald Trump is actually second in the polls. He's leading in second in the polls, but
Behind who? Do
I
we
don't know
know?
who's first, but polls this early they tend to reflect name recognition versus
Yeah, his
the depth of
celebrity
support.
versus.
Okay.
His celebrity is winning.
I
but
think Donald Trump should be dragged by his balls to the town square and set on fire. But in the meantime, I am here for everything he's
That Donald
saying
Trump is
because
saying.
it's
And you know what?
entertaining and it's racist as shit. And I think people will find him and kill him. But in the meantime, it's a good.
so violent.
you know
He said
what?
Good laugh.
they are criminals. They are rapists. They are spreading infectious
And-
diseases.
So he's
This is what
Come
white
on
people have been.
now.
This is what white people have been doing since the beginning of time.
Oh, God.
That's why I'm like, are you not reading
Very
statistics?
true, very true.
Is he not reading statistics?
The Mayflower, y'all.
Right.
But I'm gonna tell you this:
Well,
most
speaking-
people, when they
okay.
make racist comments, then they apologize and you don't hear it again because they learned their lesson and to say it in public.
Mm-hmm.
At least Donald is sticking to his guns and he's being consistently
He is very much
racist.
into that.
But
But
he's
you know,
gonna
also
drill
they point
himself
out
into the
though,
ground.
Trump, you know, he has a lot of properties across the world and everything, and you know, in the hotel business, there are a lot of Hispanic, you know, employees. So not everyone is like, Trump, have you checked all of your employees to make sure that they're not?
And the contractors
you know,
in New York
and
are
his,
really building
and his
and
clothes
everything.
was made in Mexico.
Right. So it's like, if you're going to criticize these people and talk about these people, you need to make sure that you're not, you know, hiring and paying these people, you know, everything.
Let him dig his ditch.
And Jonathan, you touched on the point with Ben Carson. So Ben Carson is one of the presidential
I can't with Ben.
candidates who is now, he said that he's refusing to take selfies with voters. Now, you know, of course, we live in the Instagram, Twitter age where selfies are everything. So is this going to help him, hurt him? Should he?
He doesn't have a
Well, I mean,
chance in
Raven
hell
Simone.
anyway.
Raven Simone made a comment. We don't get to that. But what were you saying?
He doesn't have a chance in hell anyway.
He
For the same reason Raven Simone.
So
She made it to the beach.
this shit.
Someone was like,
I know.
you have
Yeah,
to talk
yeah,
about
we have.
that.
So
I don't know
yesterday,
how she put that.
on The View, newly
That was the
appointed
best
I
thing
can't
I've
with
seen
Raven
all week.
Simone.
newly appointed co-host Raven Simone, they were talking about this topic, and she has something to say about her celebrity. Let's take
Did
a look.
she?
I mean, I don't have a problem with selfies as long as you ask me first. I actually don't like signing my name anymore because my hand gets a cramp. But if you want me to vote for you,
You're that famous. I'm sorry.
and that's why I love you, Nicole, and that's why I love you. Keep me in check, as you should. I mean, I don't have a problem.
It's
with
all about that laugh.
That laugh.
Are you that famous?
I don't
that
know
famous?
Nicole, but Nicole hit it right
Nicole
on the head.
Wallace, I love you. That was hilarious.
Yo.
People don't like Raven.
No, she just didn't know the
Raven-
Cosby Show, I think. She,
But you know what Raven is? From every continent in Africa except one.
Except one.
There you go.
and
There you
every
go.
continent in Europe except one.
Fuck her.
Right. All right. So next topic. Next topic, you guys. What's wrong with people? So Jared Fogle. Do you guys know who Jared Fogle is?
Mm-hmm.
So Jared Fogle is the Subway guy. Everybody knows Jared. Big guy that eventually got small because apparently he was Subway. So Jared Fogle, his house was raided for property and search on the house with police dogs. Child pornography. Now, he has not been charged. He has not been arrested. A former employee of the Jared Fogle Foundation, however, was arrested 2 months ago on child pornography charges. They found that he was actually making child pornography in his house.
Really?
So yeah, he wasn't downloading. He was actually making it. So the house was raided approximately at 6:30 this morning. Now, the interesting thing with this story is that Jared's wife and his 2 kids, they were gone from the house at 6:30 this morning when the police showed up. What do you guys think about that?
children there making movies when they got there?
No, they didn't. They apparently they got there. And like the headline was all fucked up anyway because it was like police raid Jared's house
Raid
for
Jared,
child
yeah.
pornography, and it's like, oh, not Jared from Subway. And then they went in there, and he was helping them out and cooperative. And what the spokespeople are saying is that they came into his house because of the old employee. And Subway is standing behind there too. Like,
Well,
like,
Subway has recently cut ties with Jared. All this happened today in Subway. And
today they cut it today. Okay,
Jared.
okay. So they did release a statement before that, then, and saying
Like,
At first they were standing
that
behind
it's
him and he's
about-
cooperating.
saying that it was about the guy
Yeah.
who was working for Jared.
No, they
And so
These-
maybe him and Jared was doing it.
Sponsors, advertisers ain't playing no more.
I hope Jared wasn't
More-
making child
more
But
pornography.
with, okay, so like with the Bill Cosby, Paula Deen, Jared from Subway. So do you think that a reputation of a celebrity can ever recover after?
Yeah.
Like, and
Yeah.
that's
Like that?
Yeah.
well, not from everything. Like, well, I don't want no because
I had-
Shit,
R.
Michael
Kelly-
Jackson been dead for what, 6 years?
R.
And they
Kelly was
still
raping-
R.
talking about
Kelly,
him?
R. Kelly
Chris
is raping
Brown,
children.
Kelly?
Michael Jackson.
you're right.
I think
You're right.
Bill Cosby. I think it depends on the situation. Bill Cosby, no, you're never gonna recover after this. Jared, that's
But Bill
involving
Cosby's
children.
there been
career
people-
is over.
There been people been raping, stabbing, killing, child pornography all along, and we keep forgiving them. Like I'm telling you, as long as you're black, you'll be all right. Because black people are forgiving people. We forgive people too easy.
We are forgiving.
So
people.
we'll welcome them back because we're fools. Yeah.
And we like their music. It makes us dance.
All right. So
No.
Please,
Damn.
Jared, don't be out there making child
please don't be
pornography.
out there making child
No,
porn, Jared. You
that's-
just Subway.
no.
I don't even eat Subway, but Jared
Subway's
is-
so nasty. His insides
All
probably
right.
look.
So next topic, you guys. So Amy Schumer, she is in the news apologizing for a racist rape joke about Hispanics, and she says she is taking responsibility. So she was recently tweeted by a fan and said, "What is your responsibility/value system as a storyteller? I really want to understand what you are thinking." Amy replied, she said, "Thank you for asking. I used to do a lot of dumb jokes like this. I played a dumb white girl on stage. I still do sometimes. Once I realized I had more eyes and ears on me and I had influence, I stopped telling these jokes. The joke was that I used to date Hispanic guys, but now I prefer consensual." So, what do you guys think?
I will not laugh on camera.
That's fucked up.
She's a comedian.
Fucked up.
She's a comedian.
She should
though.
go on tour.
Okay,
with
so
Donald Trump.
this is the thing, right? We talked
There
about
it
it last
is.
week, and the thing with with comedy for me is such a great area because comedy is really what I feel gets us through, as much as a cliche as that is. But like Jerry
Laughter
Seinfeld
is the best
spoke up.
medicine.
Jerry Seinfeld spoke up a couple weeks ago, and he was saying that he doesn't play colleges anymore because he feels that they censor you too much, and people can't really take comedy, and a lot of comedians can't be funny like they used to be because they're so scared of what the public is going to do to them.
Right.
And I feel that if we're going to give a pass to anyone, I think it should be comedians.
Right.
Because how many
Because it's like
how many
you're not
jokes have
allowing
we
them
heard
to
on
really do their job to their best
Right,
ability.
and I was a huge Comic View fan. How many jokes have we seen on Comic View that were way out of line? And if you listen to Corey Holcomb, he's like the most inappropriate comedian I know, but he's hilarious and I love it. So like I watched the Amy Schumer video, the entire video today of like all her racist jokes. I did like a compilation, and they were funny to me. And they were some against like black folks, Asians, Mexicans, everybody, and white people.
Opportunity.
Yeah, and it's like watching the episode of Family Guy.
But
We watch
are we,
Family Guy, and it's like the
we're
same
sitting
jokes.
I think a lot of us are sitting in the minority of people that aren't per se offended by the work that comedians do when they do make these, jokes to make us laugh in hard times. Depending on what's
That's
going on.
comedy.
It's comedy.
It's not like she's Donald Trump running
Right.
for president.
For president to
Now
run
that's
the
completely,
country.
that's not comedy.
And it was from like years ago, right?
Yeah.
So at the
that's
point
when
that
she
you're
was
like
starting off,
sifting
yeah.
through old stuff,
Right.
People are just trying to find shit, man.
Right. And with Amy Schumer, so former Disney CEO Michael Eisner, he was last week speaking at the Aspen Ideas Festival for Goldie Hawn. She was being honored, and he made a statement. He said, "From my position, the hardest artist to find is a beautiful, funny woman by far. They usually," and he said, "Boy, am I going to get in trouble. I know this goes online, but usually unbelievably beautiful women, you being an exception," referring to Goldie, "are not funny."
I agree.
You think women are not?
No, beautiful women.
So you think you can't find a beautiful woman who is also funny?
I mean, it's hard. Name.
In
give me
Hollywood,
three. Give me
in
three.
Hollywood.
Sofia Vergara.
I don't know. I know a lot. I know a lot being in Hollywood, though. You know what I mean?
But
like I know a lot, but
Well,
I agree that it is rare.
Household
I
names.
agree with you. I think.
Well, are you talking about a stand-up comedian or just funny women? Because it's
I mean, you
stand-up
could be-
women that are.
If
I'm
you're
saying,
an actor
I'm
doing-
saying stand up and sitcom.
Right. Well, I think more stand up, like
I'm thinking more stand up too.
because like Whoopi Goldberg, great person, but
Yeah.
funny,
Not attractive.
but
Roseanne Barr.
great person, but
Right.
Tina and Amy, they're pretty.
stand-up
But-
comedians.
You said who?
Tina
What?
Fey and Amy.
Oh
Poehler.
yeah.
Oh,
Tina
yeah.
Fey.
Yeah.
Aisha Tyler.
Yeah.
Aisha's
She's a comedian.
She's a comedian.
I
She's
did not know
stand-up.
that.
Sabina
Yep.
Springer. Sabina
You didn't know it because
She's
she's too pretty. You didn't want
Right.
to laugh.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah,
And you got to keep in mind, Michael Eisner is like 73. So maybe back in
The
the
standard
day,
beauty
maybe
was-
he's not up to date with all the new talent that's out there.
In Disney.
Because he's watching reruns still, you know?
it could
All
be
right.
it.
All
He's
right,
watching that
all right.
Revolution and shit.
Well, all right. So next story, you guys. So switching gears. So we have this quarterback, DeAndre Johnson, who's in the news. You guys heard about this story?
Yes.
Have you seen the video? All right. So DeAndre Johnson, guys. This is DeAndre. He's quarterback. Well, I'm sorry, actually former quarterback for Florida State University. He's in the news because he punched a woman in a bar. We have the video for you guys. We're gonna take a look at it. So you see right here, he's with the girl. Some type of altercation happened. She's swinging and punching at him. What everybody is saying is that she was calling him racial slurs.
Called
you
him
know,
a nigga. She said, "Don't touch
N-word,
me, nigga."
Right in the
don't
face.
touch me, all of this. And you see where he just Sharkeisha her
damn.
right there in the bar. he gave to, but look, you
Sharkeisha.
see how why is her homegirl brushing her hair after the fact?
Cause what the friend gonna do? What the friend gonna do? I mean, I'm all for it. If she
I
called him a
agree.
nigga and all the witnesses at the bar,
It goes
my
to-
grandmother taught me, if you're big enough to put your hands on somebody, you're big enough to get hit back. If anybody,
She didn't hit him.
She
Yes, she
did.
did.
Oh, she hit him
did.
first.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she hit
she
him.
hit him first.
Yeah, and they also said it wasn't seen on the camera, but they also said
She
it was
hit
a
him.
groin kick that wasn't shown. on
Okay,
the
so
camera.
she hit him in the nuts, hit him in the face, and called him a nigga. I would have blacked her eye and had her on the floor.
I agree.
If you hit me, I'm punching you the fuck out. Call me. Look, Daytona Beach, 2001. White girl called a boy a nigga on the beach, and we attacked her.
Y'all,
That's what
like,
happened.
how many?
It was about 400 of us,
It was not 400.
but she did not make it down that street.
I mean, you know, it's definitely it goes back to the question. You know,
I can't handle racism.
of violence against women. I mean, you know, and it's so hard. Like it's like because this girl, she was insulting him, calling him racial slurs. They're at a bar. She's obviously or possibly drinking. He might be drinking. He's trying to restrain her for the longest. There was again the groin kick, which was not shown on camera, but the punch that she delivered to him. You know, I mean,
It might not have been that bad, but
It doesn't matter.
But that, along with you calling me a nigga, you black out.
So
You
what
don't
if she
think about.
didn't-
You don't think
You
about
don't.
who's in front of you. If you hit me in
A
my
slap
face
is a
and you
slap.
call me a nigga, a slap is a slap.
all
I'm
right,
going
Sandra,
to.
being the only
This is
woman
a-
here.
Okay.
Being the only woman here.
So I'm a
what's your-
woman, but I feel like I think about things not stereotypically like a woman. So I'm kind of on the line. I do think at the point where you hit a man, you can't be mad if he hits you back because you should have never
expect
hit him.
retaliation.
You should have never hit him, right? And you're provoking, right? But at the same time, a man knows his strength, and I feel like he shouldn't be punching a woman like a dude either.
Well, one thing was pointed out today. I heard this while kind of doing research on it. If, say, for instance, it was switched and it was like a Layla Ali and some, you know, little
Like a little
scrawny
scrawny.
little man, and Layla sucker punched this fool, would it be the same as this guy got, and as the guy that was on the New York train, and as the guy that was on
Nobody
the bus
cares.
got?
No, nobody does anything when women hit other people. Like, look at Brittany
It's
Griner,
not just
her
not
wife.
just saying just a woman, like a woman who's trained to
Who can
fight,
do it.
like who can,
But
you know.
if you're trained to kill and you kill somebody, you're charged with different things than if you just accidentally killed somebody.
Right. I mean, I don't.
So,
Yeah, I don't think anybody would have. I don't think it would have been a big deal. Nobody would. It would have been like, oh,
It
a
wouldn't.
guy slapped Layla in the face. She deserved to hit him back, and blah blah blah. I mean, look at Brittany Griner and her wife.
Right.
Like that whole abusive thing.
That's
Like,
different. That's two women. That's two women.
But
I
one
don't
of
think
them.
that if
That's
he
two
was- if
women.
he
But
was in
one
a
of them is
fight-
very much strong.
But
shouldered
if he
out
was
this
in a fight, if
motherfucker.
he was in a fight with one of his teammates or another guy at the bar, I don't think we'd be sitting here talking about this. It might be a fine for him at FSU.
I don't know.
However, he wouldn't be cut from the team.
but at the same
I
time,
think-
you
I think
gotta
we
know
let
what
him
you
back.
have to lose, right? So when you were on Daytona Beach, you didn't have a QB spot on a top football team.
It was
to
actually
lose.
actually in Daytona Beach. It was the football player who started the fight, and we all just finished it.
But you know what I'm saying.
I know
you
what
had
you
a
mean.
future too,
I
but
know what you're saying.
you gotta
Yeah.
also keep that in perspective. All these
But I'm
celebrities,
telling you, I think it was a
willy-nilly,
situation where you're not thinking. He's at a bar, so he's probably drunk.
You gotta
he gets
learn
slapped
how
in the
to
face,
think,
and he
though.
gets called a nigga.
Yeah,
And most football players at white schools, especially Florida State or any school in Florida, come from places where if you get hit, you are trained to hit back. Like
He was trained- he tried to not hit her for the longest. He
Chances
tried
are
to
he's
not
not
hit
from a
her for
place
the
where he
longest.
was trained to. He was given etiquette or anything like that. Chances are he's one of those football players that they recruit that know nothing but how to play football. So
Well, we're
she
not
hit
gonna,
him
we're
in
not
the
gonna
face.
assume
Why you
that.
say that?
I'm
I'm
we're not.
assuming.
We're not
I'm
gonna
assuming.
assume
We don't
that
know
about
that.
him.
I know. I looked
Right,
it
because
up.
obviously he restrained her for as long as he could, and just got to a point where he couldn't. Jonathan, go ahead. What were you saying?
It's, like I said, it's like a natural reaction. A slap is a slap. Like one of my first fights when I was a kid was with a girl at church.
You a woman beater?
And,
At church?
yeah, and like I just ripped all her hair out, but it wasn't about it's the girl you shouldn't hit
But
her.
how old?
She's-
How old is
It
this?
doesn't matter, but natural reactions are natural reactions.
13.
So if slap is a slap.
No, slap is a slap.
I'm
All
on it.
right. Well, next story, guys. So Fox News, they showed The Five. They did report. So the BET Awards were last weekend, which we talked about. Excuse me. Fox News, they say that Kendrick Lamar's BET Awards performance triggers violence. Go take a look at what they had to say about this and come back and talk about it.
This is why I say that hip-hop has done more damage to young African Americans than racism in recent years. This is exactly the wrong message. And then to conflate what happened in the church in Charleston, South Carolina, with these tragic incidents involving excessive force of use of force by cops, is to equate that racist killer with these cops. It is so wrong. It is so counterproductive. It gives exactly the wrong message. It doesn't recognize that a city like Baltimore, where, remember Freddie Gray, they've had a homicide a day since Freddie Gray. No one's protesting that.
It incites violence.
This is why I say that.
I'm glad he did not win Celebrity Apprentice.
They said that his.
Was he
Now,
on
did you
there?
guys see the?
Last season, he was
So
on
it
there.
was
Oh my
Kendrick.
God.
It was Kendrick Lamar's song "All Right." That
We
was
need to
what
whip
that was what he
Geraldo's
performed.
ass. Bruh.
He said,
How
"What?"
does
We need to
all
rip
right?
Geraldo's ass.
I don't.
What?
That's a positive
It is.
song. Am I?
First of all,
am
it's
I
like
confused?
they're associating the guy who killed the people in the church in Charleston with people with cops who kill cops are killing black people. He's associating the killers with the killers.
Right.
So I don't see an issue. Geraldo's not saying anything about the cops killing people, but he's talking about the black people in Baltimore who are killing other black people. No, stop being a bitch and talk about the cops that are killing black people.
But you know what? White people don't kill white people.
Right, at all. They
He's on
never
Fox
have.
News, though, right?
Ever.
Yeah.
Never have.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
That's
Geraldo is a mess.
You said what?
Geraldo's
Is
a
Stacey
mess.
Dash still on Fox?
You know, I'm not sure. All right, and with that, so you guys, rapper ASAP Rocky, he thinks that cops killing black men isn't the big issue. So ASAP Rocky, he recently did a speech. He was a participant at Oxford University, the world's top debating society,
Why?
about his thoughts.
ASAP Rocky look like
Let's
somebody's
start there.
stepmother.
Was
Why?
about his thoughts on
Looks
recurring
like somebody's stepmother.
about his thoughts on recurring incidents of police brutality in America, and Rocky believes the black community should focus more on black crime. So here's a quote from what he said, you guys.
Okay.
He said, "Why are we exploiting the beef between the urban community and police officers when in all reality during Memorial Day weekend, 60 some odd people were shot just on a Friday and Saturday, 60 some odd people in one weekend in Chicago, black on black crime. One cop shoots a black person, let's march, let's protest, let's promote our mixtapes on TV and all that." You know what I mean? Because that's what they're doing. I feel like if you're not going to talk about the main topic, don't talk about it at all. We have, and when he says we, he means black people, we have to do something first, and it's within us internally. We can't blame the police officers. That kind of shit is inevitable. And he says, I don't justify cops killing kids. That's nothing new. But why now? Why are we glorifying it now? Why are we really hiding? If we're going to talk about it, let's talk about it as black people killing black people.
I agree.
You agree with ASAP?
Yeah, I agree. Because he's not downplaying the whole cops killing blacks. He's just
He
saying
is.
that there are other issues. You think it is?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think
I
he's
don't think so.
downplaying it. I mean, not even. I don't even know about down if I'd say that, but I think that we are focusing on black people killing black people. We've been doing that.
Are we?
But yes, I think in my community and communities that I've been in, that's been an issue. But we can take care of things that are happening in the house. But at the root of that problem is systemic racism. That's what we're talking about. Like if we can fix racism, not even fix it because it can't be fixed, but if we can work on that, that's what we're trying to work on because we recognize that that's at the root of us killing each other. And that's how I feel about it. Like to say, let's just ignore what the white people are doing to us. But the white people are the ones who fucked us up. And so until we can get that problem situated, we can't fix
For
ourselves.
me, though, it goes to, I think I've made this point before, you know, like with everything that's happened with Trayvon Martin, with Freddie Gray, what just happened in South Carolina, all terrible things that have happened. But we do seem to rally and protest when it is, you know, well, not just a police officer per se. These incidents happen to be the police, but when it is a white person that has killed a black person, we get all defensive and rally, you know, like. But when it's just us, yeah, we say something about it, we speak on it. It is an issue that we speak on, but we're not out there protesting and everything. You know, I keep using, it's nothing in comparison to the deaths that have happened, but again, for this, you know, past Christmas with the Black Friday situation, black people protesting. Oh no, we're gonna do the blackout. We're gonna black out. Okay, and then what? Christmas Day came. What's our further instructions? You don't see black people out there just protesting every day when someone is killed. It's only when, unfortunately, it's someone of a different ethnicity that's killed us.
So, one, I get frustrated that everyone wants to talk about, well, black on black crime. It's white on white crime. It's Latino on Latino crime. You never hear that. Why is it always black on black crime? And why do we have to label it as such? Why can't it be male on male crime, poor on poor crime, uneducated on uneducated crime? Why do we always focus on the race? Where in the situations of the cops killing blacks, that is a racial prejudice. We know what the source of that is. Mm-hmm. Black on black crime, I can't tell you why that many people died in Chicago this weekend. And that's not necessarily happening in every city, right? So maybe that's a Chicagoan on Chicagoan issue. I don't know. But I love it when people get fancy and want to talk all this, but what is A$AP Rocky doing?
I think that's
You're
what
not
makes the
gonna
best
fix it.
headline. That's what makes the best headline. Like if 60 people got shot Memorial Day weekend and it's all in black neighborhoods, that's a big headline. If it's
That gives
black
Fox
people
News ammunition
shooting
to
up,
say,
yeah, so it's all about the
hip hop
headline.
is.
But
you
if a
know,
Latino just shot one
fighting
person in his
violence.
house because it was domestic violence, nobody cares. It won't. Nobody cares.
Yeah, and we like a lot of the, like he's talking about Chicago, a lot of the times we can't even find the killer. And we do protest. We have candlelight vigils, that's a form of protest. We have these people who get up on the steps and speak about these dead folks and and try to get people to calm down and bring the crime rates down. But when a cop kills a black man, we know who that cop is, where they come from. We can get to the root of their training, to the
We got
root
video
of,
footage.
well, we got all this stuff, so we can do something about it. If somebody randomly shoots into this window and shoots Jonathan in the back of the head, right? If somebody comes through the window and shoots Jonathan in the back of the head, what we gonna protest? Stop shooting him in the back of the head. Like there's nothing for us to say. Like it's a fucked up thing to think about, but we can. Like Chief Keef he said he wanted his album to raise the crime rate in Chicago. We can protest him. We can drag him to the square and put a knife in his chest. We can do that. I'm for it. But there are things that we just cannot protest. There are things we can speak out about. But if we can protest police killing black people, we can do that. That's why I'm for it. And then fuck A$AP Rocky. He looks like somebody's stepmother. And that's all I'm
But
saying.
my question is, why was he at Oxford anyway?
They
Like, what are his credentials?
They might have like a
Even
class
be-
on like
But you
hip
get,
hop
but
in
you get
America
what I'm
or
saying,
something.
He's from
though.
Harlem.
ASAP, what was the last book you read? Tell me the title and author. That's just what I want to know. Are you in? I don't. That's it.
All right, y'all.
Gangsta
So
bitch back quad.
moving on. Last thing. So switching gears. So Russell Wilson says that he and Ciara are practicing abstinence. In case you don't know, Russell Wilson, this is the new guy that Ciara is dating. He plays for the Seahawks. He's a quarterback for the Seahawks. He says it was about 15 minutes before she was going on stage, and she was sitting there, and God spoke to me. I need you to lead her. And I was like, really? Right now? He goes, no, I want you and need you to lead her. And so I told her right then and there, what would you do if we took all the extra stuff off the table? Just do it Jesus' way.
The voice of God will probably sound like Barry White.
I was thinking Morgan Freeman.
I'm thinking more so
Ron-
the lawyers.
Ron
James
Jeremy,
Earl
right?
Jones.
First of all, publicist. I would say,
His
His
lawyer.
lawyer.
He's going
His
through a messy
lawyer.
divorce.
Or
Right?
the-
He's still
or the
married,
publicist.
technically.
Like, I don't even think he's interested in
Ciara.
Ciara
women?
whatsoever. I said Ciara. I said Ciara because I didn't want any liability libel suits. But
Well, I guess
I believe nothing about that relationship. This is a Kanye and Kim relationship to me. I think they go panty shopping together and tell their deepest secrets. at
Well,
night.
it's not so much about
With the
Ciara
people.
and Russell's relationship, but what do you think about the choice to be abstinent with your partner?
I'm all for being celibate or abstinent or whatever you call it. However, if you just had a baby with a man that got like
There you
27 other kids and left you high and dry,
And you
isn't that
named
the
it-
smartest choice? To
And you
just keep
named
it
it.
locked
the
up?
baby baby has your ex-boyfriend's
There you
rap
go.
name.
Yeah, wouldn't you just lock it up? Just makes it seems like a smart decision. But why do I care if they're celibate? Really, them not having sex ain't stopping me from getting pregnant.
Well, that's what it is. The question is that something that you
Would
would
you
do?
do?
Is abstinent something that you would do?
I've been
I'm not
abstinent
for it.
before,
I'm not
and I
for
think
it.
I
I'm not
could be
for it.
abstinent
That's
again.
With
Possibly.
like yourself or while you're in a relationship?
I don't really know what a relationship is like.
It's
been a while.
I
It's been a
understand.
while.
Son. I understand.
Oh Lord! All right, so guys, last story. So, a California Catholic school, they forced a 5-year-old to shave his distracting modern fade. So this is a picture of Jalen. I want to say Jalen Broussard. He was made to switch schools and leave his friends after administrators told his parents that his modern fade was distracting to other children.
His modern fade. That's the
That's
fade
modern
right there.
Fade. That's
Or is that
fade
the
right
after?
there. No, that's the fade. That's the
the-
photo. His
that's
mother,
ridiculous.
Mama took a photo once they sent his ass home with a note. No.
What?
What's wrong with it?
That's ridiculous.
It's like a bad haircut.
And, so this takes me back to the one story we did
principal-
years ago. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, the principal at the school, she told his mother that his hairstyle would unduly influence the student body.
To do what?
To get their haircut too?
To get their haircut.
To
do-
to
to do
stand on
black
police
on
cars
black
like Kendrick
crime.
Lamar and incite violence and
encourage
hip hop.
people
I need to see. I need to see
Was
pictures
this
of
like
the students.
Right. Was
You
this like
know
a
what the other
majority black
students look
school,
like.
or-
You know it wasn't.
It goes back to that story. Remember the story we did like a year or so ago about the girl, the black girl with the big hair in
yeah,
class,
yeah, yeah.
and she got in a lot of trouble because they said her hair was distracting them. That was a case of the school contract. And so, is this the same, or they just like, we don't like your fade, and they have nothing to stand on? So I guess that's Like I'm not for it. I think they should definitely like my mom. I would have still been at that school,
Still been at the school.
with that haircut.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like black parents are getting weak these days, but I don't know what's happening. Yeah, I think they should have stayed. I definitely wouldn't have switched schools or cut his hair. Like that would not have happened.
they want to switch
I'm
schools,
not taking you
like-
out from your friends. I'm not taking you out from the school that you're used to just because I don't want to cut your hair. I'm not doing either, and you're gonna stay at this school, and we're just gonna have to talk about it.
Not at all. All right, y'all. So that's it for hot topics. Last thing. So I think we're gonna start adding this in the week. So there's a lot of headlines out there. Some true, some false. But we have. I'm just, right now we're just gonna call it stupid shit. This is a stupid shit headline for this week. So it reads: Ohio woman arrested after 911 call for Chinese food complaint. Ohio police arrested a 44-year-old woman using 911 emergency services to complain about the quality of her Chinese
Was
food
it shrimp fried
order.
rice? If it
She
was
was
shrimp fried
high.
rice, she was black.
The authorities say that she told the operator the reason is that the order was not up to par with what her standards for food will be. She has been charged with misuse of 911 and a misdemeanor, the Associated Press reported. She will appear in court later this week.
She didn't need all them charges.
How bad was it though?
That's what, like, how bad was it? You called 911.
She has to
food
be on
tastes the same at
drugs.
any Chinese
It
restaurant
doesn't.
you go to.
It doesn't.
It does not.
I've never had a Chinese
It
food that tastes
absolutely
different.
does not.
I've never had
Definitely.
It
Chinese
does not. There is bad Chinese food out there.
LA versus DC and New York.
Thank you. Exactly.
If I had to
Yeah.
choose, you said if I
No,
had
They
to
say
really,
different.
like East Coast, like
Oh, East Coast
New
Chinese is
York,
definitely different from
DC
West
is
Coast.
Right.
good Chinese.
Well, DC
food.
is more carry out.
That
Like DC
mama
Chinese,
sauce.
DC Chinese places sell chicken wings
Mama sauce
and
ain't nothing
macaroni and
Chinese
cheese.
about no damn mama sauce.
Right, like DC doesn't really have Chinese food restaurants. They have like carry out.
Right.
You know,
Carry out.
New York, I get
Yeah,
what you're saying.
Chinese food is
I get what
good.
you're
It's
saying.
better.
Right.
You know, St. Louis has the best Chinese food though in the United
Really?
States because apparently a lot of Chinese
We're gonna talk
folks
about that during the break.
settled in.
All right, y'all. That's it for hot topics, y'all. So we'll be right
about to
back
go
to
in.
answer viewer questions for y'all.
My name is Mara Hall, and I got something to say. So today, I'm making some raviolis. The Parmesan cheese is gooder than a bitch.
I doubt that Jake's in a very forgiving mood.
I will call you whatever I want to call you.
Hit the rock. Boom. I think you gotta call Tyrone. Follow me. Hashtag IGSTS. My name is Mara.
The air is getting thicker. I can't help but stare at you. Oh yeah, girl, what did you do to me?
Ride it.
All right, y'all. Welcome back, y'all. Now it's time for viewer questions. This is the part of the show we try to help you guys out with your relationship,
always some
work,
bullshit.
whatever. Whatever y'all having to send us. You can send your questions
I'm
to
being married.
Taco Talk Tuesday.
I wanna answer
at
I don't know why
gmail.
he won't stay tonight.
Send your questions to tacotalktuesday@gmail.com, and we're going to do our best to help you out. All right, y'all. First question. Subject. The relationship I'm in is a one-sided deal.
Leave.
All right. All right. Next.
Next question.
Unless you're on that good side. Unless you're on
All
the
right,
good
so
side.
here goes. All right. So the question is, I'm feeling lately that the relationship I'm in is one-sided. I'm 40 years old and have been in this relationship
You
a
ain't got
little
no time
over
to
2
waste.
years. I would, and when I'm able, do anything for my girlfriend. I'm consistently doing things for her, both being small, but there's a very one-sided situation. It seems, though, that when I'm out of sight, I'm out of mind. I know her kids come first, and her mother is very important to her. Lately, though, she compares me to her ex-husband. Should I get out while I have a little self-respect left, or can something like this be fixed?
See, this that situation where
Bitch, man,
some
call
ugly
Tyrone.
this is the situation where some ugly dude they got some bad chick and he can't let go because she's that bad and he know he can't get anything better. He should leave and just find somebody that matches his ugly.
Find somebody that matches his ugly.
Mm-hmm.
Sandra.
I also think he should leave. I can't
it.
follow that.
Leave.
Just leave. Because at the point where y'all been together 2 years and now all of a sudden her priorities are shifting, like
Right, now she's
something,
like,
something's
you
up.
just like James.
Not
Yeah,
even just
really
right.
good.
Right, I say it's not even just, it's her kids, her mama, and now she compared to her ex-husband. It's time for you to go, brother.
She got
You
what she
40.
needed. She got what she needed out of him.
You only got a couple
done.
good years left. Don't
Anything
waste
else
them in
besides
this
leave,
situation.
Jonathan?
Well, I was texting, so I got a little distracted. So is it he that wrote him that wrote the
He
letter?
wrote the letter, yeah.
And he's on the bad side of the one side?
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah.
So what's your opinion?
You gotta be on the good side, or just don't have a relationship.
Or leave. So leave. That's what it is. Leave.
And that's why we're single.
Right. All right. Next question. Subject. I tend to be the giver. I always.
Wait a minute.
Ain't nothing wrong
Wait
with
a minute.
giving.
I always let her have her way.
Okay.
I've
So
been,
we was like, oh, right. That's what you're talking about.
I've been with this girl 6 months. We care for each other very much, but there is one thing she doesn't like about me. I guess I pretty much let her always have her way, and I do just about anything she wants me to do. So she's never taken advantage of my love for her, but it bothers her that I seem to do whatever she wants me to do. I just try my best to keep her happy because her happiness means a lot to me. What advice to have to me about changing tendencies to pretty much always let her have her way? I certainly don't want to pretend to be mean to her. Sandra, take the lead on that.
As a woman, most women I know want a man that's a man. That every now and again will put you in your place. Nobody wants a pushover dude, somebody you could boss around. So you just need to maybe like once every 2 weeks, just be like, sit down, woman, cook me dinner. Something just to let her know that you got the testosterone flowing in your bones.
The next time she asks you to bring her a fork and just choke the shit out of her in the living room.
That's an extreme.
Throw that
Is this what you want?
Because there's a balance between.
He said without being mean to her. Without being mean to her. What
No,
can
that's
you
what
do?
she wants. You gotta
Nobody
go
wants
to
a
the
sucker.
extreme.
Either way,
Slip her-
nobody wants a
slip her
sucker.
Quaalude.
Right, that's it.
All right.
Shit.
Next question, guys. So his subject: arguing and fighting is tearing our marriage apart. My husband and I have been married for 2 years now. I truly believe he is my best friend and soulmate, but lately we've been arguing a lot. Even on the phone, we tend to argue about small pay things. I feel like he takes a lot of anger out on me, and I always seem to get my feelings hurt. He has a real tendency to shut down, as do I. But then we end up fighting all over again. Any idea what I should do, and how do we bring up issues without getting defensive? Jonathan?
Makeup sex.
Well, they gotta talk first.
He pushed the buzzer to her.
Makeup sex.
I've never been married, but from what I hear, it's a lot of work, and you go through ebbs and flows. So this just might be one of those ebbs. But maybe see a marriage counselor or something to figure out ways to
I
communicate.
feel like when you need to go to a counselor.
I think once you see a counselor, it's
You
over.
think?
I mean, if you if you start your relationship, if you start the marriage, like some people do marriage counseling before they walk down the aisle. That's different. But if you are at the point where you can't even talk to each other,
But
then
people have their own issues and go through their own things. So maybe one of them, maybe they need to go to their each independent therapist. I don't know. Ain't nothing wrong with therapy.
I think more people should see a therapist. Couple therapy, I think by the time you go see a couple therapists, it's done.
I think it should definitely be like in the beginning of a relationship. If you're trying to go see a therapist to save a relationship, that's when I think it's over.
Just accept that you've grown in different directions, and because
still,
that's what people do.
But they can grow back.
People are meant to be together
though.
forever.
What you think?
Well, I don't know nothing about relationships, so.
My mom ain't told me.
Right.
All right, y'all. So those are our questions for tonight. So you can send your questions to tacotalktuesday@gmail.com. Yeah, we're gonna take a quick break and we'll be right back to let you guys know what we are obsessed with this week.
Everybody is on. Shots, 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 shots. Everybody! Shots, 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 shots. The air is getting thicker. I can't help but stare at you. Oh yeah, girl, what did you do to me?
All right, you guys, we are back. Now is the part of the show where we like to let you guys know what we have been obsessed with
Can
this
I not
week.
go first?
Huh?
Can I not go first this time?
You want to go first? That's fine, Sandra. You can go ahead and go first. Start us off.
So, my friend sent me. So it's not football season yet, but when it comes, I want to be looking cute when I go to a sports bar to scope out men. And my friend sent me this giant. This giant.
You look for the watches.
I know you gotta
gotta
play
work
your
your way
field. That's my field. So my friend sent me a Giant hoodie,
Okay.
and I love it. It's really high quality, beautiful fashion. It's made by 47 brand. So I would check out 47 brand for all the ladies that want that sexy sports gear for when they go to a sports bar to scoop out dudes.
I don't know
we'll
nothing
see
about nothing you
bouncing
just
around
said.
the sports balls.
I don't know nothing about nothing you just said.
So, yeah,
All right.
got-
Is it not football season?
Not yet.
Not
No.
yet.
September
Basketball
13th.
is not.
Nah, Labor Day.
Jonathan, what are you obsessed with this week?
I'm stuck with Bob, Mark, Jerry, Jorge, Phil, Tim. You got the picture of them?
You got.
The Minions.
I was about to say that one.
They got names. They got
Like,
names.
is that the YMCA?
All of them. But yeah, like here in LA, like anywhere you go in LA, you will see Minions
They have these
everywhere.
fucking Minions on every billboard.
Like
in
ropes
LA.
connecting one billboard to the next.
That's the best
billboard.
way.
Is that
Yeah,
is
it's
that
La
La
Brea.
Brea? Is that La Brea or La Cienega?
La Brea.
That's the Brea
La
If
Brea.
you drive down La Brea, just
La Brea,
no, just down La Brea. Period.
Oh.
Every billboard and every
But
bus
before
stop is a
Pico,
Minion.
after Pico, it changes to those.
No. Even still, remember it's all
On the bus
Minions
stops,
on the
yeah.
bus stops and on the billboards.
And then the ones on top of the movie theater.
Yeah.
ArcLight,
ArcLight.
yeah, the ones like you see those from Rain
That's one in
King.
Hollywood, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
So yeah, I'm
cool.
upset.
All right, Darnell, what are you obsessed with?
So, wait, don't click it yet. So I'm obsessed with. So Whoopi Goldberg spoke out today,
Today.
about Bill Cosby, and she says that she still refuses to believe that he did it and he's innocent until proven guilty. So I'm really obsessed. Don't click it yet. I'm obsessed with Whoopi Goldberg and her self-hating, ignorant ass. She's dead to me, much like Jill Scott is now, and Oprah and Tyler Perry.
Jill
and-
Scott believed that he's guilty.
Yes, but she tried to bring other people down with her, and I don't appreciate it. Jill Scott can still come off the list, but Don Lemon, Oprah, and Tyler Perry, they're still on there. So I would like to remind you of a time when Whoopi Goldberg was fucking Ted Danson and broke up his marriage and played it. And Ted Danson showed up in blackface, and she loved it. She loved it. So that was just a few years ago. So I would like to remind you all of that time in her life.
Right, that was a while ago.
So Cheers was still
right.
But that's when she was fucking him, and that's when she loved it. And that's when I realized she didn't give a fuck about black people anyway, and especially herself and black men or women. So, of course, she still believes Bill Cosby. So, fuck Whoopi Goldberg. And that's what I'm obsessed with this week.
Fucking Whoopi Goldberg.
Fucking Whoopi Goldberg like Ted Danson.
All right, so my obsession this week, I'm obsessed. I love how every now and then social media just tickles the fuck out of me. So you guys, I don't know if y'all have heard about the recent the shark attacks that have been happening.
No.
Yeah, so apparently sharks is just like fucking people up. But this woman, Veronica Poo-Nash, is worried about our concern and safety and going to the beach. And she posted this video on Facebook, which went viral. I'll play it for you guys real quick.
Praise the Lord, everybody. This is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and eat meat in it. Hallelujah. The shark has the right to eat you up when you in his house. When chickens come in my house, guess what? They get ate. When pigs come in my house, they own the plate. So when you go in the shark's house, you're going to get ate up, okay? If you go into the beach, go to the beach. You watch the ocean from a distance. Oh, praise the Lord.
That's what I am obsessed with. Veronica's had me laughing. She said, when pigs come in my house,
They own the
the plate. All right, y'all. That's our show for the week. Thank you guys for tuning in. Remember, you can send all your hot topics, your questions, videos, everything to tacotalktuesday@gmail.com. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Everything is Taco Talk Tuesday. You guys let people know where they can find you.
You can find me at thecleverbastard.com and on Instagram, cleverbastard.
So I'm Sandra Q once again, and you can find me making guest appearances on Instagram at Escape Artist, ESQAPE Artist.
And I'm Jonathan. You can find me on Instagram at Kirkland.
It's a lot of
But it's
dots.
period
It's a lot of-
between.
It's a dot
It's
after
K
every
dot
every
I
letter.
dot.
They gonna find some
Except
white
the
man.
D.
They gonna find some
Except
white
the
man.
D.
That Kirkland be some later white man later. Like, who the fuck is this?
All right, y'all can find me on everything at Jeffro5, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. It's all at Jeffro5. Remember, Taco Talk Tuesday at gmail.com. If you want to sit here on the panel, come join us with a drink and a taco. Just email us, tacotalktuesday at gmail.com. It's that easy. We will see you guys next week.
Next Tuesday.
Next week.
The air is getting thicker. I can't help but stare at